What's up, Swivy gang? Yes, sir. That's what I just called you guys. Today we're checking out 9 most mysterious abandoned objects discovered. Oh, not gonna lie, I thought it was places at first, but hey, that's some pretty sick ass shit. I don't mind that. Fuck yeah. Let's get straight into it, bro.
Number 9. MS World Discoverer.
Oh shit. I was
The
like, what
World
the fuck? That
Discoverer
shit
was a
blurry.
German-built cruise ship made in 1974.
Okay.
It started its life by carting people around on their vacations. It was built to withstand the frigid Arctic and was capable of navigating much of the icy Northwest.
Better than the Titanic?
The ship even occasionally went on Antarctic cruises. Yet the durable vessel unexpectedly met its end when it struck an uncharted reef near the Solomon Islands in the year 2000. A ferry responded to the captain's distress signal and safely evacuated all the passengers. The ship began to list, so the captain grounded it in Roderick Bay to prevent it from sinking. Insurance inspectors classified the wreck as a loss. Ever since, the World Discoverer has sat, neglected, and slowly sinking, still in Roderick Bay. It's practically laying on its side, currently listing at 46 degrees. It's more or less inevitable that the vessel will eventually be completely lost below the surface of the water.
That's pretty sick.
Time, neglect, and the elements have not been kind to the ship. Over the years, several companies have tried to salvage the World Discoverer, but they found that on top of being damaged by Mother Nature, it was ransacked by locals during a violent civil war on the islands.
Holy
Simply
shit, it
put,
got invaded by
there was no
ninjas?
saving the doomed ship. The wreck has become a tourist destination, but who knows how long it'll be there. So if you have a nagging itch to see it, you'd better do so before it's too late. Number 8. Chicken Church. Back in the
That shit's rusty as fuck. You got me fucked up. I ain't gonna go there just to look at some rust.
1990s, a man named Daniel Alamja felt inspired by God to build a prayer house that he had a dream about. Even though he's a devout Christian, Alamja
Chicken
envisioned a
Church?
site that welcomed all religions. More specifically, he wanted the building to be in the shape of a dove and to sit atop a hillside near his home in Singapore, Indonesia. The ambitious man bought an acre of land and got to work. Alamja's creation ended up looking more like a hen than a dove, earning it the nickname Gareja Ayat,
What
or
the
Chicken
fuck?
Church. But he went ahead and opened it
That's
to the public
cool.
anyway. Various religions held services on the upper floors, while the lower levels were used for rehabilitating drug addicts and caring for disabled children. The site even functioned as an asylum for the mentally ill. But philanthropy doesn't pay the bills, and Alamja eventually went broke. To make matters worse, locals weren't as excited about his humanitarian vision as he was, and they didn't hesitate to let him know. Feeling he had no other choice, Alamja left the bizarre building behind in 2000. Since then, time and the elements have taken their toll on the Chicken Church, and it's currently in a state of decay.
Good little fellow
But
members
that
of the
hasn't
human
stopped
race.
stories and pictures from circulating on the internet, drawing curious visitors to the site from near and far. People have even gotten married and had their wedding photos taken there. The Chicken Church became so popular that some people have helped to make it
Dude, look at it. It has a fucking crown.
The walls with vibrant murals
Chicken
and
has a
opening cafe
crown.
inside. Only Mr. Alamja himself knows exactly what was going on in his mind when he decided to build this strange structure.
Yeah, what
but
the
its
fuck?
late-blooming popularity means that at least one of his desires was fulfilled: to see people enjoying the Chicken Church. Number 7.
You gotta paint it, bro.
Boss 400 shipwreck. In 1994, a French crane barge named the Boss 400 ran aground during a storm in Maori Bay off the South African coast. At the time, it was the largest floating crane in Africa, and it was capable of lifting 1,200 tons. But the Boss 400 lacked engines of its own and had to be towed from place to place by a tugboat. The barge was being pulled by an underpowered Russian tug called the Tiger when it hit the rocks. It was en route to Cape Town from the Republic of Congo and had almost reached its destination when the tow rope broke. The crew radioed for help, and 2 more tugboats radioed to the scene. But the seas were rough, and they failed to connect any lines to the barge. Left with no other choice than to abandon.
You know what? Let's finish this one.
Members were airlifted to
I was about to say something,
Several
but
salvage attempts were made, but in the end, the Boss
up
400 was declared a total loss. Its owners had no choice but to leave the $70 million barge nestled among the boulders where it remains today.
Wait.
Now the crane and part of the vessel are visible above sea level, but the wreck is disintegrating and will eventually disappear beneath the waves. Number 6.
So it wasn't in between 2 hills of mountains. What the fuck? Sir, I want to see it right here. The fuck? I don't want to. Show me real pictures.
Holiday resort that looks like
oh shit! What the hell's that?
Known as the Wanli UFO Village or
UFO Villages, bro.
The failed housing development was designed by Finnish architect Matti Saarinen during the 1970s and 80s. The plans consisted of 2 types of houses: Futuro dwellings, which resembled flying saucers, and Venturo homes, which were slightly more normal looking but still had an extraterrestrial feel. Saarinen designed these abodes to be part of a futuristic, upscale, and high-tech beachside resort. But for reasons that remain unclear
What
to
the
this
fuck,
day,
dude?
the project was abandoned during the 1980s. Some people actually live in these prefabricated
No way, dude. They put that in
otherworldly
Super
homes,
Mario
but
Galaxy, dude. Except they look like mushrooms in Super Mario Galaxy. Nah. Actually, I think they did do that. What the fuck? Hey, that's pretty sick. If I'm wrong, then holy shit, then I don't know. I might just have thought about some Mandela effect or something, but I'm pretty sure they had this in Super Mario
but
Galaxy.
most are empty, and some parts of the village have been demolished according to remote lands.
Sure.
Although the development never fully came to fruition, it's successful in its own right as a dilapidated tourist destination. What's left of the settlement consists of strangely shaped decaying houses and roads with grass growing through the pavement. The homes have rusting metal fixtures, faded paintings on the walls, and other telltale signs of decomposition and desertion.
Yeah,
Roofs
that
are
shit's...
caved in, windows are shattered, and the walls are crumbling. For years, rumors circulated about developers planning to fully demolish the site and build something more promising.
Yeah,
but
you
it
probably
hasn't happened
should.
yet. It appears as though Taiwan's tourism industry benefits from the decrepit neighborhood that was never lived in, but seems to attract visitors to the island. Would you ever stay in a place like this? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit
Fuck no.
There was a spooky car graveyard full of rusting automobiles in southern Belgium. Nestled in a small
Catalan.
forest near the village of Châtillon,
Catalan
the vehicle
car
supposedly
graveyard.
belonged to U.S. soldiers who were stationed in the area during World War I, according to one story at least. When the war ended and it was time to return home, it would have been extremely expensive for American troops to ship the cars they had bought overseas back to the States. To spare themselves the cost, the soldiers allegedly drove the vehicles into the woods, parked them neatly in rows, and simply left them behind.
What the
If
fuck,
the story
really?
is true, it means that nobody ever missed their car enough to go back and get it. Locals are quick to point out that many of the vehicles at the site were made after World War II, suggesting that perhaps it's just an ordinary junkyard in a weird place. The cars were removed from the forest in 2010 though, so we'll probably never know the full story behind
What
the
the
strange site,
fuck?
which lives on
That's
only
pretty
in
crazy.
photographs. Number 4. Lake Reschen Bell Tower. Lake Reschen is a man-made lake in South Tyrol, Italy, near the Austrian and Swiss borders. It's famous for a 14th century steeple that sticks out of the water. The lake wasn't always there though. Back in 1920, there were plans to create a smaller, shallower body of water as a reservoir for a hydroelectric plant. Then in 1939,
Dude, I want to know how people build dams. Like, has it always been there? Or like, I don't know, dude, how can you withstand the pressure of that dam? You know what? I think I might look into a video on like how they build dams, because honestly, I have no fucking idea how they do it. That is some extreme water pressure.
Lake than originally planned by bringing two natural bodies of water together. This would require builders to submerge several villages. The project was delayed several times due to World War II and resistance from locals who didn't want their homes and land to be put underwater. Finally, in 1950, water began to flow into the Vinchgau Valley, drowning 163 homes and 1,200 acres of cultivated land. Before the lake was made, workers demolished the
Dude, I could have had that.
arena and removed the bells from its steeple. Founded in 1357,
own that place,
the
bro.
historic house of worship once stood as a testament to the area's long and rich history. Most of it is no longer there. But for whatever reason, the bell tower was left in place, and now it's become somewhat of a tourist attraction. Authorities have even drained the lake on a few occasions to perform maintenance on it, ensuring that the steeple continues to stand, even though the rest of the town wasn't considered important enough to save. Even though there are no longer any bells in the tower, local legend claims that you can sometimes hear them ringing.
Wait, so is that what where they're at right now?
3.
Walking over
Lapalisse
bridges?
Castle. Lapalisse Castle isn't really a castle, but that's what it's called, and it's kind of what it looks
I
like
mean,
too.
it kind of looks like it.
So are we. Located in northern Poland, the structure is actually a derelict mansion that was abandoned before it was finished being built.
Oh,
Construction
really?
began in 1979 on what was supposed to be a grand estate and studio for an artist named Peter Kazimierziak. His dream home
But
was
did he
supposed
die?
to include a swimming pool, a ballroom, ramparts, and
Okay.
12 towers representing the 12 apostles, according to Atlas Obscura. But Kazimierziak ran out of money while it was being built, and the mansion was partially on land that he didn't exactly have a permit to build on. The artist had no choice but to abandon the partially finished home. No banks were willing to purchase the site due to its extremely high cost and incomplete state. In 2006, Kazimierziak was ordered to demolish the strange eyesore. He couldn't afford to do so, and the local council said they would have it knocked down at some point in the near future.
That sucks. Imagine working so fucking hard to build a damn house, only for you not to have enough, and just fucking, Next thing you know, you have to pay in order to knock it back down off of your money. Imagine that. That fucking sucks. Hell no. Just make sure you have enough money to buy your own house.
However, 15 years later,
Or build
Lapalisse
it.
Castle still stands. Some sources have said that Swivyreacts hasn't given up on his vision, and that he's even trying to get permission to
That's
resume
fucking good.
construction.
Hell yeah.
But for now, the medieval-looking mansion is an empty shell with graffiti all over its walls. Word has it that it's falling into a state of decay and losing its structural integrity, which of course attracts urban explorers who enter the property at their own risk. What the future holds for Lapalisse Castle is anyone's guess. Number 2.
Yeah, fuck that.
Bartini-Beriev VVA-14 plane.
I'm gonna build my own castle.
Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union competed to outsupply the other with military equipment. This frenzied contest was quite possibly the biggest and most expensive arms race in history. During this tense time, the Soviet Union made it a priority to prepare for missile strikes from deep in the ocean. To combat these threats, the Soviet Navy developed
What the hell is that?
aircraft called the Bartini-Beriev VVA-14 plane. This amphibious vehicle operated on both the water and in the air. Its primary task was to detect American submarines and prevent nuclear missile strikes.
Shit.
The strange-looking aircraft was named after its Italian-born designer, Robert Bartini.
How big is that shit,
It
though?
was perched on pontoons and was piloted by a 3-man crew. The
Oh,
plane was capable of
3-man.
vertical takeoff, taking off and landing in the water or on land, and skimming along the water while patrolling for enemy submarines. 2 prototypes were built, but the project was ultimately scrapped. Only one prototype survives today. It sits near the Russian Air Force Museum outside Moscow and is more of an eyesore than a museum exhibit. The lonely, dilapidated aircraft is missing its wings and serves as a reminder of the immense time and money that was spent on failed innovations during the Cold War. In 2013, a group of
resume that
aviation
shit.
enthusiasts campaigned to revive the Bartini-Beriev.
Just in case we ever get down in war, bro, you gotta upgrade that shit. With the technology we have right now, we can make that shit. We can make that shit shoot missiles, bro.
VVA-14 plane, but their efforts were unsuccessful.
Lasers.
Number 1.
Shoot lasers.
Teufelsberg Spy Station. On the edge of Berlin,
How
in the
crazy.
Grunewald Forest, there's a 262-foot, 80-meter hill known as Teufelsberg, or Devil's Hill.
Okay.
It was created with debris from thousands of buildings that were destroyed during World War II. Up to 800
Wait,
truckloads
what?
of rubbish were dumped at the site every day for years. During the 1950s, the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, built a station on the hill for spying on communist East Germany. It consisted of large round buildings called radomes, as well as huge satellite dishes that were used for intercepting and jamming
So all the
correspondence
trash is
among
there?
members of the Eastern Bloc. American intelligence officials used the facility until the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, signaling the end of the Cold War. After that, the site functioned as an air traffic control center for 10 years. The government sold the property in 1999, but it was never redeveloped. 5 large decommissioned radar domes remain standing on Devil's Hill today, serving as an eerie reminder of Cold War era tensions
shit.
and paranoia between nations. Visitors can tour certain parts of the graffiti-covered decrepit facility, but if you're not sold on the idea of
pretty
visiting an
interesting.
abandoned intelligence base, Teufelsberg is worth a trip for the stunning views it offers of the Berlin skyline. Documents from Teufelsberg are slated to become declassified next year and will provide the first ever glimpse into the site's daily activities. Thanks so much for watching. Which one of these mysterious abandoned sites would you like to visit the most?
Yeah, I agree. Which that was a good question. Fuck your like and subscribe shit. Like, come on now, you can't be taking my viewers like that. Come on now. But yeah, what object did you like? Like, what? That's some pretty crazy stuff, bro. I feel bad for the guy with the castle. Not gonna lie, saving up all that money just to not be able to finish it, and then the government's like, oh no, we like the bank's not helping. And they're like, yeah, we're not gonna help you with it, dude. Oh yeah, we're gonna give you. Yeah, you're gonna have to get more money in order to take it back down or take it down. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hell no, nobody wants that. But hey, what you guys let me know what abandoned objects you guys liked. What abandoned object do you guys like the most? Me personally, I fuck with the castle. But then again, that boat, the third one, I think. Yeah, the third one was like kind of dope. I don't know. I like sea shit, but other than that, you guys like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.